Let's talk about your relationship with Michael, in that Michael Jackson was talking to you about being the mother of his fourth child?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, we were having a conversation in October last year, and it's quite funny really. Loads of my friends are getting married and having kids, and my mum is kind of like nudging me, when are you going to have yours? And I just felt that for me it's kind of early, I've got so many things that I wanted to do, and I was telling Michael about that. And, he said to me that he thought I'd be a really good mother, that I had really nice qualities to be a mother. And I joked to him that, I'd like to have the child now and find Mr. Right later. And he said, let's do that. And I was like, you're mad.
As if he were Mr. Right.
No, to have the child. And then I'd find Mr. Right later, the person that I was going to marry later. And then he said, let's do that. As in, have a child. And I was stunned. We didn't talk about how it was going to be done in that way, but we looked at loads of different things, like how it was going to work, the mechanics of it. And I kept on throwing things at him saying, look, this is not going to work. I don't want to live in America. I don't want to give up any children. I don't.
Did he tell you that he wanted you to simply have the child and give him the child so he could raise it in America?
He didn't actually say that he was going to take it away, but I was just looking at what's happened in the past. That would be my biggest fear, that obviously he'd want to take the children. So I was like, well, no, my children are mine, and they'll be mine. They're not going to be taken away.
Michael Jackson was asking you to be the surrogate mother for his fourth child.
I kept on knocking everything back that he proposed because I just wasn't convinced. I mean, how is this going to work? How are we going to how would we deal with the media? I don't want to live a life whereby I'm having to hide. My family is very private. There's just so many things. And for me, on every level, as much as it sounded like a great idea, I just couldn't see that it'd be practical.
Did he offer you money to do this?
No. We didn't get as far as actually saying, right, we're going to do this now. It was just a case of just looking at the situation around, for example, how the children would be brought up, and just the logistics of how it would work, because I couldn't get past that. Just small things like, how would my family react, being the grandparents to Michael Jackson's children? I mean, for them, that's kind of like, whoa.
If you had a non-disclosure with Michael Jackson, he wanted this probably to stay private. Why are you telling us now?
The non-disclosure didn't cover this. The non-disclosure covered aspects of his life that occurred years ago.
Oh.
So it didn't cover this. This was just a conversation that Michael and I, we had. Nothing had been put into motion at all. Yeah, and it was something that when he came to England in July that we would have discussed. But I wasn't convinced that it was going to work.
You said you started talking about having a child with Michael Jackson in October last year.
Yeah.
How many discussions did you have about that?
Well, he mentioned it nearly every time I spoke to him.
Sounds like he was a little obsessed.
Yeah, he wanted to have a daughter, and a sister for Paris. That's what he wanted. And he was really fixated on my genes. He liked the fact that I came from a family of intelligent people, academics, and that was one thing that really stood out for him. He liked that.
Did he offer you a contract for this? Did he want to write it down?
Oh no, I'd never got to the point whereby I had agreed anything. It was just literally conversations. And to be honest with you, I don't think it's something that I would have agreed at all. It was just the idea. It's like, okay, but then it just didn't seem practical. I just couldn't have imagined, and I'm not sure that my family would have reacted very well to that. And I did tell him that, and he actually got offended by that.
And her intellect, I want to know how intelligent she is.
He liked the fact that I came from a family of intelligent people, academics, and that was one thing that really stood out for him. He liked that.
And her intellect, I want to know how intelligent she is.
He liked the fact that I came from a family of intelligent people, academics, and that was one thing that really stood out for him. He liked that.
Did you care what race? I said, as long as she's healthy. Did you care what race? I said, as long as she's healthy.
Hey, Mike, where did you get Butterflies from?
Well, Butterflies is was these two girls named Floetry, and they came with the song, and we kind of worked together. It's mainly these other two girls who mainly composed that one.
Wow.
And I think they're British. They're British girls. They're black British girls. I think they're British. They're British girls. They're black British girls.
He liked the fact that I came from a family of intelligent people, academics, and that was one thing that really stood out for him. He liked that.
I think they're British. They're British girls. They're black British girls.